Hello, and welcome to my next teaching tidbit, specifically on converting decimals into fractions. And yes, I've got things framed now so that you can see that I am using Limnu as the source of the whiteboards. Not subscribed yet on my personal account. I am at work. I plan to do a personal one soon. Anyway, so converting decimals to fractions, there are actually three types of decimals which can be converted. There are terminating decimals, there are immediately repeating decimals. I don't know if that's an official mathematical term, but it makes sense to me. So these are the ones where the pattern of digits that repeat come immediately after the decimal point, which is a period in some parts of the world and a comma in others. And those that do not repeat immediately. So quick examples of these. 1/3 repeats immediately. That's 0.3 repeating. 1/6 does not. It's 0.1, and then only the 6 repeats. The 1 does not. So I'm going to break down these three cases into three short videos that are connected on the same playlist. So here we are going to start with the first case, terminating decimals. And in this case, it is probably the easiest of the cases, something like 0.125. So if we go back to our definition of place values, we have a tenths place, the 2 in the hundredths place, and the 5 in the thousandths place. Because it ends in the thousands, we could write this as the complete sequence of digits we see after the decimal place over 1,000. So you look at how many digits you have after the decimal place, that's how many zeros you need after the 1 in the denominator. Now I've already done a little teaching bit on how you find the greatest common factor of two numbers. That's the best way, or the most efficient way, to reduce fractions. You can take their greatest common factor, cut it out. If you don't recognize the greatest common factor, you can pull out any common factor. So here we could pull out one factor of 5, and then another factor of 5, and our third and final factor of 5, and find that 0.125 reduces to 1/8. So, just to recap, for terminating decimals, you want to write all digits that you see as the numerator. And technically it's all digits after the decimal. The denominator, I almost spelled it wrong here. So it's a 1 followed by a 0 for every digit after the decimal. And that includes leading zeros. So if your number is 0.01, you're going to write that as 1/100. And then your final step is to simplify or reduce the fraction. Terminology depends on your region. So this third step will be the same for all three, whether they are immediately repeating, not immediately repeating, or terminating decimals. But this is how we convert the terminating decimals. And then, as I said, I will put this in a short 3-video playlist to deal with the terminating, the repeating, and the not immediately repeating decimal places.